What is up, MGU? This is Vince of All Trades, bringing you a domination on High Rise. I have a special treat for y'all today. Hopefully, Pwn Star for Hire steps his game up and makes this a nuke challenge, so I can be ahead of the game and have a response to the nuke challenge before the nuke challenge is even issued. But anyways, this is a scoreboard nuke. That is a game where you get the nuke with the scoreboard up the entire duration of the game. Now, there are some complications with this, and luckily, I don't run into any of them this game. But one of them is that when you switch classes, you have to take the scoreboard down. You can't press start while the scoreboard's up. I don't know why. It doesn't work. But it's a great game. It's really close. And I get sniped right off the bat, and that made me really unhappy. For a lot of this game, I was more concerned about us losing than I was about getting the nuke. I mean, like, it's always there, obviously. But more so, I was like, oh, sweet, I got a chopper gunner. I can use this so that we can cap flags. Phantom, being unaware as always, he's also going for the scoreboard nuke. But he's blind and deaf and has one hand and one finger on it. So, I mean, you really got to give him some handicap when he plays. He's just a terrible player. And life hates him. So, he's just not equipped to play the game, guys. He's not well equipped. But anyways, he doesn't hear my call-outs because, like I said, he was deaf. He didn't know I was standing next to him because he's colorblind. And, that's just how it is. So, he was completely stupefied when he died 10 seconds after I died. So let's talk about the gameplay. I've been talking about the gameplay a lot, and that's kind of surprising. I once told someone about a year and a half ago that I could talk about gameplay in Modern Warfare 2 forever. And that worked for about my first 5 maybe videos, and then I was like, okay, never mind, I can't talk about gameplay forever. I'm going to talk about topics. But then recently, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I've had a lot of fast-paced gameplay. But I've been able to talk about gameplay again, and it's a good feeling to actually be able to play the game and say, hey, I can actually make this commentary about the gameplay. You don't have to watch the gameplay, but you'll know that I'm talking about the game. I'm not just talking about something that, you can make a choice where the gameplay is just there so that you don't feel, you don't get bored listening to the commentary. It's just a little bit of eye candy. This is actually about the gameplay, and it makes me happy. So I got the scoreboard up in the past 4 or 5 attempts to commentate this. I have tried to explain the scoreboard nuke a lot, the hindrances it causes. What I will explain is that this is my first attempt at the scoreboard nuke of the day. Probably my 5th overall attempt. I think I played like 4 games the night before with the scoreboard up, and I don't even think I was running the nuke for 3 of the 4. But this is my first like serious attempt, and it's high rise, so I'm like, you know what? Usually on high rise, I run a fun class. I run the F2000, which is a good class, or something I'm trying to do good with, like the Scar right now. I'm trying to get my fall cam on the Scar, and I know some of you are like, wow, he doesn't have fall cam on the Scar? That's really weird. But I don't really use the Scar. I really dislike the weapon because of the small clip, and because I used to play on 8 sensitivity, so when you play on 8 sensitivity, your accuracy is not as good unless you're Sandy Ravage or Mark of J or Ronaldinho. One of those guys, Ronaldinho. I guess it's all Spanishy. But I'm not one of them, and so I didn't have the best of accuracy, even though I've always played on 8 sensitivity in Modern Warfare 2. I've always played on high sensitivity, and between 9 and 7 actually. But for the most part, it's been 8, and I've always done well. I have a 2-to-1 kill death. I've put up a lot of beast games, 88 games, stuff like that. And I've always played really well, but lately I have just been playing terrible, and so I decided to lower my sensitivity from 8 to 3. That was about 2 games before this game, so I went from 8 to 3, and that is a big jump. Playing with the scoreboard up is a big change, and somehow I still managed to pull off a nuke. That's because I'm a Monstersaurus, guys. It's just how it is. So this guy's still sitting there sniping. He sniped me in the very beginning of the game right there, and I'm like, seriously, man, you're still there? Why are you camping? Why aren't you quick-scoping? You should be grizzing it up all day long, and that way I can keep killing you and get my nuke and be happy. But that's not how it is, and I'm using the FAMAS and Glocks. My secondary is Glocks. This is my tryhard class. Like I said, this is for getting kill streaks, and I feel really cheap using it, but I'm really comfortable with the weapon. I use the FAMAS and the M16 are both equal in my mind. They both serve different purposes, but the FAMAS is just a little bit better at, especially on low sensitivity. On high sensitivity, I go with the M16 every day. But on lower sensitivities and without Scavenger, I use Scavenger with the M16, I use Sleight of Hand with the FAMAS. Without Scavenger, you know, for getting kill streaks, the FAMAS is just a little better, in my opinion. And some of you are like, oh no, it's a lot better. But I have these Glocks, I have this FAMAS, Sleight of Hand, Stopping Power, Sit Rep Pro, because I'm pro enough for Sit Rep Pro. It's everything Ninja is and a little more, because you get to see explosives like those 3 claymores lined up right there that I want to destroy, even though I do have the perk completely done. If you haven't noticed, my tile is EOD, which is the tile that you get for getting all 720 enemy explosives destroyed while using Sit Rep, which is not a fun thing to do. Unless you use Sit Rep on every class like me, and then it's fine, it's just what happens. Calling out a claymore is longer and not as effective as just destroying it yourself when you have the opportunity. That's something I've learned after a long time, so you'll usually see me go out of my way, like I did right there, or before when I started talking about this. You'll see me go out of my way just to destroy a claymore, just because I don't feel like hearing my teammates whine about it, even though they're all muted. Don't feel like hearing my teammates whine about it when I fail, you know, when they get hit by the claymore and they're like, dude, why didn't you warn me? I know you have Sit Rep on every class. And I just don't feel like hearing that, so I blow them up when I can. And it ends up saving a lot of lives, you know, just like more so than most charities do. I personally feel like I'm saving puppies and kittens, all that fun stuff. Chuck Norris's tears. Like I said, fun stuff, fun stuff. So we are trapped at C. Now, we are fortunate. This is very fortunate for us that they're not pushing too hard. At least either that or they're just bad. I do see the sniper over there. I go to shoot him, and that's 3 sensitivity working against me, guys. That's why I'm questioning the transition from 8 to 3, because there are certain things that I just can't do. But 3 makes the FAMAS into the death laser. It's an insta kill. You put the sight on them. You have, you know, you line up that red dot on someone's face. You pull the trigger, and they are guaranteed to die. Why? Because aim assist works with you on those. And I'm really surprised the Harrier doesn't finish me off. One of the things about having that scoreboard up is that I can't tell where air support is, which is really not fun. I don't like not knowing where the Harrier is, what direction it's facing, stuff like that. Even though it doesn't really help you too much, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, when the Harrier's not facing you, it can't shoot at you. That's not true. That is true for the chopper gunner. Sometimes if you know the chopper only shoots at one side of the gunner only shoots the gun only yeah. This guy's gonna keep walking back up here. I'm gonna drop him every time. And you guys really seem to be enjoying this gameplay related commentary. I like doing them. So even though it's not, this is my reserved class. I usually sit back with this class. This is a kill streak building class. This is insta-kill class. I have these Glocks, they insta-kill. I have the FAMAS, it's a death laser. You put the trigger, you put the dot on people, you pull the trigger, they die. It's guaranteed. And I always shoot 2 bursts just in case, because, like I said, I used to play on 8, and with 8, which is why I like the M16 more, basically what happens is that you sweep with the FAMAS, or at least I do. And what happens is that you might hit 1 or 2 bullets, but you don't really hit all 3 that often. And so what the first burst is going across, let's say, from left to right across a person. The second burst is going from right to left across a person. That way you're guaranteed 3 hits somewhere in there. And if you don't, I usually shoot 3 bursts actually. And that's to pick up the last shot. But I'm usually not the Grizz type guys, and I do play with a couple guys like that, who they shoot 1 burst and they're just like, oh yeah, I expect them to be dead after 1 burst because I'm that cocky. And I'm not that person. I'm not that good of aim, and you know, some people do. They do have that justified, where they can just shoot 1 burst at someone, say, okay, that was on, they're dead, and just turn around and walk away. And they're also the people that complain a lot about Painkiller. You know, I do come across. I don't know if it's this game or not, but I do come across a few people with Painkiller every so often, and I don't get juked out too much by Painkiller, and it makes me happy. But my Harrier is going to town. I think I do have Harriers at this point in time. I should, at least. Maybe I don't. Make me kind of sad if I don't. I get the better end of the switch. We both switch our weapons, and I believe actually right now I call it my Harrier. So I must have blown up that tank. I was thinking it was a bad idea when I started shooting at that tank, because I realized that I don't have Scavenger, so I can run out of ammo. That guy has Painkiller. Luckily, he's weakened from what I assume to be my airstrike, so that I can finish him off with 1 burst like a pro. I'm sure there are some jealous people out there that are like, why can't I ever 1 burst people with Painkiller? Probably because you're not as cool as me. This is all a tactical positioning thing right here. I mess up calling it in. I always close the laptop case when I call my chopper gunners AC-130s, that kind of stuff, just because it is that just little edge, and you'll see it does help me out here. But my goal right now, I am in team player mode. It is 183 to 110. We are losing, and I do not want to lose this game. Me and Phantom are both handicapped, and just being able to say, like, there were 2 people on the score on the team that were so heavily handicapped by having the scoreboard up, and you guys still lost. Like, you should feel bad about yourself. Go cry to your mother, and put your, do us all a favor and put your game in the toaster, because that's the best you're gonna get out of it. So we have B. I was able to get them off of the B spawn long enough for our team to cap the flag while I was in the chopper gunner, and that's going to be my main use for this gunner. Like, I'm not even thinking about the nuke right now. I forgot that I had it on. And look at this. Come out with the Glocks out. 3 guys. I only killed 2 of them. That's fine. This 3rd guy, I believe, is going to come back for me. No, he doesn't. He gets killed by someone else, maybe. I'm not really paying attention to assists. But that is going to be my nuke, guys. And Scoreboard Nuke, it's the first I've ever, gotten, obviously. It's the probably 2nd, 3rd, or 4th I've ever attempted. And Phantom's been going for this for like 3 days now, and he can't get it. So I'm happy that I got it with him there, so I could rub it in his face the whole time. And he was, it was weird. Like, neither one of us were like, oh, wait, nuke. Oh, hey, we're going to win. Yay. So we won the game, 51-16. This has been Vince of All Trades. And if you like me, come check out my personal channel. It'll be linked. Feel free to subscribe to our community channel, MGU, while you're at it. It's a cool channel. Peace out, guys.